Right, good morning, team. Good morning. Well, afternoon, evening. I, I guess it does rely on wherever you live. Let me just adjust. Let's just adjust our frame so we can see ourselves, see the magic. I think we're good. Let me have a look. If I can see my beautiful body in the screen. Yeah, 100%. There we go. Okay, so while I untangle myself, don't spill my coffee, and come over for the action, welcome. Okay, welcome back, another session. You might be able to read it. I've been thinking about doing it for a while. We're just going to do some 30-second bursts. Okay, but, and here's the big but, remembering that I like to do them in a way that we are learning about ourselves. So we're not just doing them all maxed out. Okay, we're going to increase the ratings over the 2 sets. So it's a little bit of work. It's not a lot, but we'll do a decent warm up. Okay, we're probably going to spend at least 10 minutes just warming up, getting ready for this. Okay, we'll get ready. We'll do 5 or 6 minutes just rowing away, getting limber, and then we'll do a couple of sort of minute, 45 seconds, maybe a burst. Because we need to get ready to hit sort of 28:30 in the first piece. Okay, so that's basically what we're going to get warmed up for. And then while we pump through those first few, we'll get up to there. Okay, so I should have written 2 sets of, hang on, let me get my marker. 2 sets. 12. There we go. Just like that, magic. The magic of editing in real time. Okay, so as you can see, the idea of what we're doing today is we're just going to make it a little bit punchier. Okay, we've got plenty of stuff in the training bank, obviously on the live streams. Today is just going to be another one working into some higher pace, and we're going to really focus on the efficiency about how we can get to a number and then maintain it. Okay, so because it's 30 seconds, we've really got to get there quite fast and quite quick. So when I say that there's a 30-second break, it's actually only going to be about 25 seconds because we've got to hit the line with a bit of gusto at speed, okay, and then hold what we're trying to create. And then on the flip side of it as well is that we're trying to find, as you know me and you've seen all the stuff, we're trying to find efficiency. We're trying to find something that we can maintain for a period of time. Okay, so we're not just doing this at 30 to max out the 30, okay? We're trying to find out how efficient we can make it at 30 and get it down to the lowest split possible at the efficient pace, okay? It's a hard one sometimes for me to describe because what we're trying to do with these is that we're trying to do, so we'll take that for an example, the second set, 3 at 30. We're trying to do that so that if we had to hold that for, say, 3 minutes, it would be hard, okay? Now, if it was going to be that we were going to hold it for like 10 minutes, that's a different level of power again, okay? A lot of these sessions are worked up towards doing sort of 1,000-meter 2K, that sort of sprinting distance. If we were going to go maxed out at those ratings, then that's another story again. But everything, I don't teach a lot of sprint stuff because it's not my forte. I think if you were going to just be solely looking and aiming to do a lot of sprint stuff, you do need to be doing a lot of weights work on the side because it's all about power and it's all about explosiveness. Whereas what we're trying to do here is allow you to find yourself a rhythm at certain ratings so that then you can maintain that, okay? So that we can pump along and do these sort of 1K, 2K, 5K area, that sort of region, which is sort of that we've got to do enough to have some endurance base, but then at the same time, we've got to have some speed and some fast power on the other side of it, which is what we're doing here, okay? So when we get into these, we're gonna push it well. We're gonna hold the rhythm. We're just going to really get the hang right. We're going to see how much we can push. We're going to get the sequencing of the legs and the body, all the stuff that we're doing, okay? And we're going to really roll through. Now, the fatigue will step up on us, okay? So once we've warmed up and everything, we'll probably maybe just chat about it, and I'll chat about it a little bit in the breaks. But what we're going to do is when we roll off the end of any of these pieces, we roll off the end, okay? We suck it in, deep breaths, okay? Then we mentally prepare ourselves to get ready to do it again, okay? So when we see the clock tick over 10 seconds to go, refocus. Am I ready? Here we go. 5 seconds. We start building our rating so that when it clicks over to 0, doesn't matter where we are on the stroke, but we're basically pushing the power as soon as it says 0. Okay, now the reason behind that is that when you're doing short bursts, which we are today, if you wait till it says 0 and then you go, okay, your first stroke might be a 2-minute 10 register on the screen, but then by the time you finished it, it might be say 150 or less. Okay, but what it does is it means that your average is pretty crap. Okay, so you'll look at it and you'll be like, oh, I don't think I did a 158 average. I thought I was holding like low 150s for the whole time. Okay, and that's why you've got to hit the line at speed. Okay, so it's just about making sure that when we're doing that, we're going to get the best average on the screen possible so that we can see throughout all of these pieces and all of these changes, we can see that we're pretty consistent on the one, okay, and then we go up in rate, we get a little bit more speed, and then we hold the same, okay? And that's another thing. You guys know me as well. When we do pieces like this, it's really important to, especially when we're just training, okay, to step through different ratings. And so while we do 3 at 28, we get the first one out of the way. Okay, how did that feel? We evaluate, right, here's the next one. Let's make it a bit better. I was grabbing the catch too much. Okay, I'm going to make the last one the best one. Okay, and that's what we're trying to do. Or you might do a really good one in the first one and you're like, okay, I'm going to focus just a little bit more on the leg, push, swing, get the body a bit better in the second one. Didn't quite get there. Okay, and we're going to be able to see our distance on the screen. So if we can stay within a couple of meters of one another, we know that it's good. Okay, if we see massive changes, we either know we were doing something very terribly, or we've made a decision that's not gone as well as we want. Okay, so that's the side of that evaluation that we want to do as well. Okay, so enough of that. We want to do a good warm up. So my suggestion, because everybody's a little bit different, I'll warm up with you guys, okay? But we need to be doing up to 10 minutes or so of warm up. Might even stretch over a little bit, okay? And the first 2 or 3 minutes, as we always do, I'm just going to limber up, get loose, and then going to just increase the heart rate over a bit of time, okay? So I'll probably get to, say, 4 or 5 minutes, and I'll probably do about a minute at 24. I'll take 30, 40 seconds off. I'll do a minute at 26, okay, a minute or so off, and then I'll do a minute at 28, or maybe only half a minute, and then I'll do another minute, or half a minute at like 30, 32, okay, just waking the body up. Okay, we need to wake ourselves up because we want to hit this hard. We want to hit it well, and we want to go for it. And trust me, you guys are fit enough to be able to handle that sort of warm-up. Could even go further if we were doing even shorter sprint pieces, or like if we were only doing, say, 6 of them at full speed, then we would want to stretch that warm out up to like 15 plus, okay? But it's just making sure that we are in a good place so that we're not going to hurt ourselves if you're going to really try hard on this, okay? We don't want to just do just enough. We don't want to just jump on and start. Got to get the blood flowing. We want to get into a nice position so that we can attack this and do a good job of it at the same time. Okay, thumbs up. I think that answers the question. So coffee is gone. Let's suit up and let's rock and roll. Thanks for the drive speed explanation on Facebook. Oh yeah, Brent. We can talk about that later as well. Yeah, that's another conversation. Well, yeah, we might come to that at the end. We'll come to that at the end. Okay, but for now, set yourselves up. let's start warming up. We're going to warm up together, as always. Just going to start the old heart rate. Get that rocking and rolling. Okay. All right. Stretching the body. I had a really nice erg on here the other day, listening to my partner in crime on a podcast. It's quite good. The Row Show, if anyone wants to have a listen. I got some kudos as well, gotta say. Okay, so just loosening out, keeping it long. Actually, before I do that, because we're later than normal, I'm just going to turn on my Do Not Disturb, just in case some nice person wants to ring me halfway through. We don't want to have that happen. Okay, here we go. Keep warming up for me. Keep warming up. Okay, so just getting the joints moving first and foremost. I always like when we warm up because it really gives me the opportunity to just feel my hang, because obviously the arms are just doing their job of hanging off. So when we're warming up, the first and foremost thing to think about is just like, okay, I'm leaving my arms alone, I'm not going to worry about them. All they're doing is hanging onto the handle. And I'm just going to start to get my body moving, because that's where we're going to get the production. Body's where the speed's going to be created. Okay, and the arms will just naturally loosen up to what we need them to be doing. Just be nice and flat. Moving around the finish. Be nice and light in the fingers. And even now, while we're warming up and we don't have to be super strict with our posture, okay, we'll start getting into that over time. Is really to feel that looseness and feel the chain, and just even watch the handle and just see how it's moving at one speed all the way back to the catch. Okay, so we don't have any stop, start, quick movements. Everything's just got this rhythm and this flow to it. Okay, nice and loose. And now we're starting to warm up a bit more. And while we're focusing on that handle, let's just start to squeeze down a little bit more on the legs. So coming out of the front, we feel that smooth take up around the catch, the roll with the seat. And we just start to feel the legs pushing the body a little bit faster, just with a little bit more intensity. Okay, good. And we just slowly keep pressing onto our rating, watching our speed. Stay consistent, keep slowly dropping it. Okay, good. So now we can have a bit more focus on our core stability around that finish. Chin up, coming into the catch. allowing the hands to move around, lead the body forward, and hold that posture as we come into the cat. Okay, remembering nice and soft on the knees, straight, but not locked out. So we can get a nice pop of the knees coming up. Once the handle comes over, the hips pivot the body forward, and we roll back with the speed of the slide. Okay, good. So we're just going to bump it up for a minute to about 24. A little bit more power on the legs, a little bit more freedom. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, now. So just slowly increase, feel the push. Move the hands. Okay, remember, not trying to flat out pump it, just squeeze that little bit extra. Feel the leg drive, both feet together. Remember that body coming off the legs, hanging the arm. This is good. Okay, another 10 seconds. Nice and flat with the chain. One more. Good. Okay. Nice. Okay, so just row this off for 15, 20 seconds. Let's start to firm. Just slowly, over the next 20 seconds, let's bring it down. Every stroke, just squeezing that, a little bit more power. We want to try and get back to where we were just over a minute ago. Good. Okay, pushing it down towards our U2 pace. Okay, so in 10 seconds time, we're going to go to about 26 to 45 seconds. Okay, moving in, 3, 2, 1, now. Acceleration, hand speed. Okay, sit back into that stroke. Move the hands, find the rhythm. Good. Nice hands. Long arms. 15 seconds. Feel that push and hang. Two more. Down. Okay, good. Okay, let's start to firm again now. Just slowly. Just feel that connection around the front. Long arms. Okay, pushing it down. Okay, 20 seconds time. We're going for half a minute at 30. Somewhere between 28 and 30. Okay, just let it be free. Let the handle move. Okay, firming. Moving in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now. Move the hands. Remember, just feel that swing. Feel the body weight. Hang off it. Nice. Move the hands around the finish. 2 more. Good. Okay, I think we'll just do 1 more. Round the similar number. If you're feeling pretty good, let's just free it up. Maybe 32, maybe a little bit higher. Okay, but let it come. So in 30 seconds time. So let's start to firm it now. Feel that press. Good. Get that push on now. 10 seconds. So 30, 32, letting it go, 30 seconds. Here we go, this one. Now, create the speed with the hands. Feel the push. Ten seconds to go. Nice long hang. And down. Okay, good. Okay, really good. Heart rate's coming up. Sweat's definitely arrived. Okay, so just spend 20 seconds now, just firm it. This is the active recovery. We're getting the blood going back to the muscles. Just another 3 or 4 strokes. Feel the body. Last one. Okay, good. Right, quick drink. We don't want to muck around too long. Okay, we're in a pretty good space. Now, yeah, the first one might be a bit edgy, just because it's going to be from a standstill, so it might not be like as good as we hope, but it will set up the platform. Okay, so let's jump in there now. Select workout, new workout, intervals, time. Okay, so let's scroll across, put in the 30, and then scroll back and subtract the 1. Okay, if you didn't know, that's the easiest way. Down to the rest time, 30 in there as well. So we should see 30 flashing. Okay, ready to go. I'm hoping that I don't get confused with the numbers, but I definitely will be able to make sure that that won't happen. Okay, so I'm just about ready to press the checkbox. We're going to get strapped in and we're going to kick into it straight away. Okay, hopefully you guys are all ready. 30 seconds in the intervals. If you can't get it or a bit slow, just start it and you'll be able to count it through. Okay, we may get a little bit out of sync just because there may be some time gap, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so here we go. Strap in. Let's get ready to rock and roll. Okay, 3 at 28, 3 at 30, 3 at 32, 3 at 34. We'll take a break in between. So we'll just stop ourselves and then we'll do it again. Okay, we'll reset the machine ourselves. Okay, are you ready? Attention. Go. Okay, a couple of shorter strokes. Lengthen out. Good. Okay, nice and long. Find our rhythm. Breathe into it. Good. Through the line. Okay, easy. Just like that. Okay, so roll off the end like we are now. When we get to 10 seconds to go, start firming it a little bit, and then we're going to free it up from 5 seconds to go. Okay, firming. Just a little bit. Right, building. Here we go. And hopefully you hit the line. Good speed. Loose with the arms. Nice and flat with the chain. Good. Feel that hang. Hold this rhythm. And breathe. Good. Okay, so very easy. They're very short. So we've got to try and get onto our rhythm as quickly as we can. And then we want to maintain it. Okay, here we go. Bring it up. Here we go. Now. Okay, long arms. Feel the compression on the feet. Roll around the front. Good. Keep it smooth. Keep it continuous. Okay. Now really breathe off the end of these. It's going to get harder and harder because as we go up in that rate, we do have to add a little bit more acceleration, fraction more effort, but everything's just moving faster. Okay, so up to 30, free it up, moving in, yeah. Nice and flat. Hold the arms long. Good. Both feet, push the body back. Flat chain. Good, okay. Breathe, take stock, okay. How did you think that felt? Things are happening really quickly, so we've got to try and be able to get onto our rhythm fast, but at the same time be as relaxed as possible. Okay, sucking it up. Firm. Free it up. Here we go. Yeah. Go straight onto it. Move the hands. Stay loose. Now relax into it. Feel the drive. Push. Recover. Work. Rest. Good. Okay. Breathing's our friend. Get it in. And then we start to firm it up. Okay, firming it now. Bring it up. Good. Hit that line. Within 5 seconds, if we can be on our rhythm, perfect. Roll with it. Looking to maintain the flywheel. Good push. Nice. Okay, so just like that, 30's out of the way. Going up to 32. So, same again. Let's free it up now. Starting to build. Yeah. Okay, so just move those hands quicker. Natural length. Don't go for too much. Stay loose. Relaxed. Hang on the armpits. Nice. Okay, so hopefully you saw a couple more meters. Really got to focus now. Starting to get tired. Okay, time drifts away. Here we are, 10 seconds already. Firm. Here we go. Bring it up. Now. Find that rhythm. Sit back into the stroke. Continuous motion. Good movement. Okay, nice. Okay, so really good solid push. Really trying to make it as efficient as we can to maintain our speed. Okay, last one at 32. Booming. Yeah. Hands with me round the finish. Get the flywheel going. Stay on top of it. No grab around the front. Sit back. Last couple. Okay, good. So, suck it up. 3 more. So, first movement on this one. Got to get that flywheel moving early before the start. Move the hands. Okay, firming. Here we go. Building. Yeah. Don't go for too much length. Tap it along. Move everything quickly. And loose. Good hands. Flywheel. Spin it along. Ooh. There we go. Okay, good. So, what do you need to do better? Okay, just remember, feel like in a comfortable length position out the front. Don't go right forward till we've got the rate firm. Building. Yeah. Okay, there's our rate. Now sit back. One drive. With a push. And the swing. Keep it loose. Relax the face. Okay, nice. Okay, so see the importance of hitting that line. Okay, good. Here we go. Last piece. Firm it up. Really get into that rhythm. And yeah, go. Around the front. Long hang. Arms out long. Around the back. Around the front. Get the speed. All the way. Nice. 1 meter on every one. So good. Okay. Really good. What we'll do when it clicks down to 0, just press the menu button. Okay. Now just keep rowing it out with me. It's 1 set down. We're going to row it out here for a couple of minutes. And just have a think to yourselves now, how did that feel? Okay, it's very quick. Things happen very fast. And being able to adapt on the next stroke or think about it very quickly so that we don't baffle away for a couple of strokes is one of the keys when you're struggling or you take a bad stroke and you see the splits drop. Instead of going, shit, and you're like, I gotta pull harder or I gotta like jump on it at the catch. Really important to try and figure out, go back to what I'm trying to work on, back into that efficient rhythm. Because if you try and get the splits down with power, outright muscle, you're gonna wear down these little muscles that are just gonna tire really fast. Okay, so making sure we stay as loose as we can. Now you'll also have heard me in probably around the 32, 34, okay, natural length. Now what I mean by natural length is when you start off, don't think you've got to get right back out to the front, okay? Natural length is to about where you just feel comfortable getting forward and starting to push. You might see you get to the rate really quickly, but then you might think your stroke's pretty short. Then you adjust by going, okay, let me just see if I can slide a little bit further forward on the seat and keep the same speed of the drive. See what that does? You might come down from 34 to 33 and now you're like, okay, that's fine. Now let's just think about the leg speed and the hand speed. So now you've actually got a better drive length with the handle, with the seat. Okay, but you haven't had to really overwork it to get there. Okay, you've started off by getting the rate, getting the feeling of the speed that we need to be moving our motions, our hands coming forward on the slide. Okay, and then we're just eking out. I think, sorry, and you'll find that you're only going further forward, like you might be going from there to like there, which is bugger all, but that really helps in terms of your speed, okay, and finding that rhythm at that level. So this next one's going to be hard. Okay, even I'm sitting here going, shit, okay. No, we'll be fine. Okay, we'll be fine. But what we've got to do is we've got to learn from that last one about how we've got to build into the line. Hopefully you've got it, because I'm pretty sure any of you out that were watching, if you mistimed it, you wouldn't have hit the same meters as the one before, or you're a couple off, or if you did hit the line really well, now you're a couple further, you're like, yeah, boy, you know, like that's what we want. And that's really the goal in these short pieces, is because it's averaging out every record that you get on the machine. If that first record is not on speed, it just blows the average out a bit, okay? So just keep paddling for a little bit, okay? Obviously now we're at nearly 4 minutes. This is a bit of give and take on the actual time frame. I could have set like a variable interval, but man, that's a lot of admin for when we can just reset the machine. We'd probably just be able to press re-row, to be fair. Okay, so the last bit of this now, let's just add a little bit of pressure behind the legs, just a little bit of body weight. Okay, hang the arms. Breathe into it, because we're going to have to start again a little bit cold. So that first one, we're going to have to be quite focused, quite switched on to be able to get it going. Okay, and then we'll sit into the rest of them after that. Okay, that's us. Let's get ready to go. We should be able to go into select workout and re-row. Okay, now you should see 12 times 30 by 30 up the top. That's us, we're good to go, okay? If you don't have that on there, older machine, something else, maybe it's not working properly, you will have to go into the intervals and just redo 30 by 30, okay? So I haven't pressed the re-row button yet. I'm just going to give 30 seconds for anyone out there that does need to go and put in the intervals. Okay, so until then, get prepared, quick drink. Okay, I'm pressing re-row now. Should see 30 seconds up on the top. First one starting at 32. So we've got to get some quick speed going. A few shorter strokes to start, get it up to rating. Find the length after that. Work on the speed, efficiency. Okay, efficiency is going to be the key to get right through here to see an increase all the way. Okay, right. Let's get ready to go. Handles up. Hey, ready. 32. Attention. Go. Okay, find that rhythm. Nice long strokes. Feel the hand. All the way. Okay, good. First one done and done. Oh, first one feels so hard. Okay, so same again. 10 seconds to go here. Firm it out. Starting to build. Hit the line. Okay, feel your length. Then let's hang back into this rhythm. Long arms. Feel the push. Both feet together. Sit back. Use the body with the legs. Good. Okay, once we get into that rhythm, trying to get there within 10 seconds, just really sink into that motion. Driving and sitting back, making it repetitive, firm, and continuous. Good, hand speed. Good motion. There it is. Smooth. Relax the face. Breathe. Good. Okay. 32 out of the way. 34. Find that length first. Okay. Keep it natural. Get the speed up. Search for a little bit each stroke. Don't worry if the rating's one up, one down. Firm. Yeah. Okay, we want to be just about there. We find the zone right now. Both feet push, hang, armpit hang, in the lats. Hands moving. Good. Okay, good. So, remember, freedom. When we're not moving the chain that way, we're trying to stay as relaxed as possible this way. Work and rest. Here we go. Now, drive, recover. Nice hang. Feel the push. Loose arms around the back. Nice and flat. Good. Okay, just like that. One more. 34. Firming. Bring it up. There we go. They tap it along. Natural length. Keep the flywheel moving. Nice. Okay. Suck it in. We've got 2 more rate changes, 6 more pieces. Firm. Okay, bring it up to 36. Yeah. Now, okay, we've got to move the hands. Don't go for too much length. Compress. Tap it along. Leg speed. Now. Tap along. Hey. Okay. Tough to get it there. Commit. Commit that first 10 seconds. Get it going. Relax into it. Okay, bring it up. And go. 3 hands around the back. Don't get stuck. Handles in and out. Sit back. Long arms. Wee. Good. Okay. I committed a bit better to the start of that one. Gave me more meters at the end. Okay, one more at 36. Boom. Better than the last. Yeah. Nice. Around the back. There it is. Keep it smooth. Couple more. Good. Okay. Open rate. See if you can free it up. Keeping our form good. A little bit higher than 36. Firm. And okay, move the hands. Front of the body. Finish in front. Brush the body. Hands away. 4. Good. 2 left. That's it. Okay. Commit. Let's really punch it up there to start. Firm. Speed. Don't hammer it into the body. From the legs. Wow. Okay, good. Last one. Suck it up. Okay, build into this. Keep the rhythm. Efficiency. Here we go. Yeah. Tap along. Good. Move. Front. Whoosh. Three more. Champion team. Don't stop. Okay. Roll it out. Okay, really good. Let's just catch our breath. Let the heart rate come back down. Okay, so starting to get right up into the anaerobic style physiology. Gonna love to see the comments. Okay, but after we've warmed down. Okay, so just even now, just moving the legs, moving the arms, sliding forward, giving a good opportunity to feel the chain just draw us forward. Okay, don't even have to worry about getting the body pivot. Just feel now the chain just wanting to pull us back to the front. Okay. And how even now, because we don't have acceleration in the body, how it does feel like we've got to finish about here. Okay, if we don't have that acceleration through, we never have that opportunity to bring the handle in. And that's why we can just let it finish in front of us now. Okay, and you probably heard me in the last couple of sets saying that exact same thing. You might have heard me say finish in front. Okay, now what finishing in front does at high rate especially is that if we're trying to do this at the finish, game over, okay? There's too much tension in the core, there's too much arm movement, whereas the power, the force curve has literally bottomed out, okay? And for us to do this movement through here, we can use up a lot of energy and get pretty tight at the same time. So when we're at high rate, thinking that we're finishing out like this doesn't matter. It's probably going to make it easier for us to keep the speed going, to keep ourselves on the rating that we need to hold, rather than thinking, I've really got to come right through and finish it into the body. You don't have to. Okay, it's part of the stroke that really catches a lot of people off guard, especially at full speed. Now, last minute of a 2K, who gives a shit? Do what you want. Pull it in as hard as you can. If you've got anything left, try and eke it out. Okay, but to get consistency through the mid part, we've got to be thinking about how easy we create, let it go, and then we're back onto that recovery. Create, back onto the recovery. Okay, see how easy that is to do that? That's what we need to be able to keep working for at the high ratings. When we shift up into those top gears, this is where we can get stuck because we're and we're trying to almost think about finishing before we're at the finish. We'll just let it happen. Okay, so now while we're warming down, just start putting on a little bit of pressure. Okay, just a little bit behind the legs. We'll finish off reasonably well with our technique so that we can finish off in a good frame, a good movement, a little bit of weight behind the legs. Okay, that'll just help kickstart our recovery. And then we can either go walk it off, do what we need to for the rest of the afternoon. Okay, so right now, let's just refocus this last minute on our form. Let's really focus our hang. because we're not at full speed or power. Just gives us this opportunity now. We loosen the hands, feel the handles out the front as we push away on the feet, and then the body comes through with the legs. Okay, so we're hinging through the stroke, getting those forces to overlap. And while we're doing this now, just feel that handle come to us, and then back to take us on the recovery. Yep, good. Okay, be smooth around the front as well. Let's roll in with a smooth speed and push away. No grab. Long arms. Leave the handle out long. Push away. Okay, another 5 strokes. Nice and smooth. 1 continuous push. Smooth recovery. End of days. Okay. Nice puddle of sweat. I am saturated. So good. Okay, so well done, team. Okay, very hard, very punchy workout. We haven't really done a good, solid, high rate, sort of low time piece for a while. Okay, but at the same time, hopefully you got that explanation at the start. You know, we're trying to cover a workout, so we can't max each piece out at that rating. Okay, we get it to speed, and we hold that efficient speed as if we had to hang on for another minute. Okay, it would have been a bit hard, but the idea is to find the speed and then try and sit on it as relaxed as possible, not see it jumping around. Okay, not seeing it shoot down to say 150 at the start, and then by the end of it, it's at 159 or something like that. Okay, just round numbers here that I'm using. But that's what we don't want to see. We want to get out to a speed. If it drops a couple, comes back a couple, that's fine, okay, because we probably gave it a bit of gusto to get it rolling. Then when we sit into that rhythm, it's about maintaining that and trying to hold that pace all the way through. Okay, and then you guys would have been your best critics. You would have seen the meters at the end of it, and you would have been like, right, I've done 1 meter further. Okay, I didn't time that front very well. That's why I'm 2 meters slower. Okay, it's just, that's why these rows mentally are important because of that reason. Okay, if we got to the end of it and your numbers are fluctuating so much, you're like, man, how did I go 5 seconds slower on that one? It's because we probably didn't just get that first stroke right than you did on the last piece. Okay, so even with this, even though it says 30 seconds off, we're really only taking sort of 20 seconds before we're focusing again and we're refocusing and getting it. So it is a very hard mental workout in that sense, because we've really got to make sure we're switched on. We can't just like, relax. Oh, okay, now we're at 0 right now. I'll start again. We've got to make sure we're onto it pretty quickly to be able to do it, okay? You probably might have struggled on that second one, okay? Especially getting up into that high rate. I know that high rating stuff is quite difficult for a lot of people, and hence why I was discussing how the natural length that you're trying to get, it may feel like you're only rowing sort of 3/4 slide, but that's fine, okay? Honestly, it's fine. You can't get right out to full length here at 36. It's just impossible, okay? It's the physics of it all. But you don't also want to be half slide and then stuck around the finish. Got to try and find an area where we're moving enough on the drive, we've got quick enough hands, we're letting ourselves come forward, and we're getting to a point where we can pick up the flywheel as efficiently as possible, okay, without going too far or too short, okay, and not quite picking the speed as good as we could, okay, but on the other sense, getting out just enough, okay, and that's a very hard thing to do, and that's why, you got to jump into that space a lot of times. Okay, you might have felt quite comfortable up to that 28, maybe 30, but then once you got over that, it was difficult. And, you know, like on the last one, I was above 40 for most of it, and I feel like I'm rowing just over half slide. But I know I'm not. I know I'm getting up to that sort of 3/4 slide, but That's just the fact of where you can get, okay? And it's a powerful position that you're in there, and you just have to make it work, okay? Depending on your height, your size, your fits, flexibility, the whole works, okay? It all depends on where you can get to in that part, okay? So, the fun part, watching you guys have a whiz at me all about this. Great workout, Eric. So the last three should be really close to anaerobic zone. Pretty close. Not power wise, but we're just trying to move the speed. Okay. Today wasn't super about power. It was about movement and rhythm. Okay. If it had been about power, I would have said to you guys to punch it hard off the first part and then just try and keep the speed as low as you can over that rating. Okay. That wasn't what we're about. I don't do too much workout stuff like that because there's only so much that you can do with that. Okay, it's only really for people doing 1 minute sprints, 500. They don't do fucking anything over that. Okay, they've got that's where you get that like max power stuff. But you will be up into that anaerobic zone because you've built it up over time because you've had minimal recovery, but you've put out a lot of output. Okay, you probably would have had quite a high heart rate. Okay, legs starting to fatigue. They're feeling tired. They're feeling heavy. Okay, don't know about you guys. Mine are. Okay, and that's your anaerobic zone. Okay, it's all the shit happening inside your muscles, lactic acid, blah, 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 all happening now. And so, yeah, like heart rates will start like getting up quite high. I'm not sure what mine was. Maybe it was close to 90. Maybe it was a bit over. It was 180 something. So, yeah, I'd say it must be 90%. So, yeah, to your other thing there, the death zone. Yeah, that's what I like. Love-hate relationship. Awesome work. Saw your fastest split time ever on the second open rate. Yep, good. There you go. Shit, you can go even faster, man. Yeah, awesome. Ed, that's some first live workout. Thanks. Yeah. If it was your first time, welcome. Yeah, welcome. We're going to do some fast shit today. But hey, look, there's so much other stuff. This is, the other part of doing this as well is just trying to create that library. Okay, so if you get on one day and you're like, you know what, I really want a shortish, maybe I just want something punchy today, not too long, whatever, do that, or if you want some endurance, there's plenty of those around at the same time. Mike, how would you approach this workout if you had been off the erg for a couple of months? No differently. Probably maybe just think about the ratings. You could even drop them back a little bit. So 26 to start, or you could just do maybe even the top one and just repeat it. Okay, don't do that change. But what you're just trying to do is just find that rhythm. It's always, most of the stuff that I'm doing is about technique, trying to get you guys to understand how you make the machine move, how you can make it move efficiently. And I'm just throwing out some calls there to make sure that you focus on those little bits at the same time. So there shouldn't be too much of an issue. You might just find that you'd really struggle if you haven't been on it for a couple of months, getting up into that rating side, okay? But at the same time, as I've always said and at the start, it's about if you can use rating and you can use a workout like this to push yourself to the levels, but you start and you evaluate and you add a little bit more and a little bit more as you go up through the ratings. So it's not just one rate all the way, okay? It's not just 12 of them at open. There's a time and a place for that. It's not now, okay? And so this is really what that one was about. Mentally, that was easier than a long piece, knowing the rest was coming. Yep, John, absolutely. Not going to lie. But then a couple of times, I just looked down and it's like 14 seconds left. And I'm like, where the hell did that go? Gone. And then it's building it back into it. So I could do a really kicker one for you guys, which is sort of building into 2K stuff, which is, I'm not sure if we've done it on here. I'll have to have a look. The 40-20s, okay? You can do something similar. You do 2 12 sets of 40-20s, okay? So you do 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off, and you do them at your race pace or lower, okay? So just whatever your sort of 2K pace is on the screen, you hold that, and then you have 20 seconds off, but same again, you've got to hit the line, okay? That's a killer. That's an absolute killer, okay? So we're lucky that wasn't there today. Sammy, cheers. The second one is a great character building, absolutely. Troy, at the 34 plus rates, I feel coming off the seat in the drive, like I might lose it and land on the rail. Oh, okay. Trying to apply too much power from the catch instead of tapping it along, perhaps. Yeah, so that drive thing is a very interesting one, because as over time, because what happens is, yeah, if you get a lot of power from here, if you sort of pushing yourself up a bit, sometimes what that does is it drives that body off the seat, and it is something that takes a while to get used to, and this is why the thought process of, like, if you see my body like this now, it's in this big sort of U shape, C shape, and that's sort of the same sort of feeling that we want to have with the chain all the way through. Because if we start getting sort of too much upward push, or as we're pushing even from the catch, if we're not sort of getting really engaged through sort of the glutes into that lower back, and we're really sort of just more pushing from here, we do tend to get like a bit of a jump, as you say, from the front, and it comes off. So it's more about when we're getting this flywheel moving, it's already spinning 1,000 RPMs, okay? And so we can't try and make it go back to 1,000 RPM, because it's at full speed, it's 1,000. When we get back to the front, maybe it's 700, okay? But we can't make that full speed go from this point to there, okay? We have to understand that it's picking it up, and then the full speed's about here, okay? That's top of the force curve, boom, through here. So just keep focusing on that and just seeing what it actually does with your stroke. The more you can feel like there's a piece through here where we're taking the weight and then really using our body coming through. So this initial part here is like a take up. It's like we're back on the speed, we're around the front, and then the most of it's through this, making sure that when we're driving the legs and the body's coming through together, so that when we're about here, the legs have still got just after max power, the body's just after max power, top of the force curve, boom, this is where we're at, okay? Trying to create too much out here, just going to tire us out, okay? Takes a bit of time to get that flywheel spinning. It's hundredths of a second, okay, coming forward, tenths of seconds, just coming, okay, but that's what we've got to try and achieve, and that might stop you from feeling like you're coming up this way and getting that thing off the seat. But it is very common, okay, it is very, very common. It just takes a little bit of time to get that engagement through all of the groups of muscles to really feel yourself nice and light, okay? You shouldn't feel like you're really slumped down on the seat, but you can like, even now, like if you squeeze your butt cheeks and your glutes and stuff together, you can feel the seat, and you can feel yourself sort of poke up a little bit, okay? So just keep working on it. It only starts to come out as you get up to that high stuff, okay? And it's really got to think about how flat we can make this drive. Okay, any sort of force with our bodies sort of heading that way too much, which is either shoulders or even just with our feet and our push, because like if we literally think about pushing up 45 on these, or 42 degrees or whatever these are, yes, we will start to feel like we drive ourselves that way rather than driving ourselves this way. Okay, so it'll take a bit of time. Just keep working on that and you'll be fine. Okay, Margaret, thanks. First live workout, loved it, awesome. Okay, plenty. Go back over the week, have a look at more. We probably won't get into anything massively like this next week. We'll do a lot more interval stuff, just some really good pace things. Thanks, Potcop. See you next week. Thanks, Troy, Jenny. Subscribe to the app and the program, which has included live sessions such as this one. But there's how often are we doing these live rows? We do these every Sunday, your time. So it's Monday morning in New Zealand, because New Zealand leads the way in the world, first to see the sun and all. But every Sunday, and we alternate between the time that we started today, which is 8:30 New Zealand time. I should know this off the top of my head, but I don't. So what are we now? 9:41, 12:30 LA time. Does that sound right? But then next week we go back to, I start at 5 a.m. New Zealand time. Okay, so that's 4 hours and 45 minutes from now. But keep an eye out on the Facebook. Keep an eye out on the Facebook, and then also on keep an eye on the Facebook, and then also emails. You'll probably see the live stream stuff in there. Yeah, and you'll be good. But otherwise, team, thank you very much for tuning in. I need to go and get some wipes because I'm going to have to mop up a bit of sweat and clean my row machine. So remember that as well, team. Keep the machines in good order. Oil the chain every couple of weeks. Clear chain oil. Okay, it doesn't necessarily need to be the stuff that came with the machine. If you don't have any, just a clear chain oil will be sufficient. Dust out the flywheel every few months. Just unscrew the bits and pieces. Easy to do. Keep this nice and clean as well. The other thing as well is just keep an eye out after you've done millions of meters on the machine. We want to know that the bungee is still really taking that back in fast. Okay, if it feels a bit sluggish as you're moving the handle back, okay, and your machine's done a few million meters, something like that, it could be a change, could be a chance to get a new bungee. Okay, so just keep that in mind, because the more we let this machine do some work for us, which is keeping it in good order, the better we can use it to allow some more speed, etc., etc. Okay, so do that. Machine maintenance, keep yourself safe, stretch, physio, yoga, do whatever you need to. Keep working on things. Okay, also stay safe, keep your family safe, social distance, wear a mask, go get vaccinated. Okay, so we can get some resemblance from normality. Listen to the experts and the scientists. I wasn't smart enough to be a scientist, and hence why I listen to them now. Okay, it's easy as that. Thanks, team, for tuning in, and we will see you guys next week. Thanks a lot. Peace out.